This is a gang of creatures. So much transit, so little purpose. This body, city, myth is busy tasking for questionable reasons. Me and the pets are coping with indecision. To drop the toy or not, to cry like a baby or play fetch or play dead. Weak in the face of the abstracts of love, the kissy noise becomes a lure. It comes from a shirtless boy with an eye patch called Paul that goes by the name Severe. My shirt reads animal in a developing or given up font. One if by ass, two if by song, symbols of a set are gathered, weaponized, then treated like the pit bulls of children. Where now? A suicide bomber has destination, but is clearly out of ideas. You with a knife, cook for a date. You with a van, pick up a hitchhiker, feel better. If the people need body count, there's DJ Haram moving basement dwellers along with principals from a German ballet. Sure, people smile when doing vile, vile shit, but they can only destroy if the offended come off as broken. Me and a wrestler share a hand mirror, tracing frown lines and listening for a crowd out there. Static noise comes through two cupped hands. Upon reflection is a dream of the coming body slam, wearing next to nothing for an audience with all the rage of belief. Yes, we are many. Yes, they are few. But I've been hit in the head many times. I hit back when I'm sick and tired of remembering the times I ran for my life. Right now, all is well, sunk in a bench of domestic imaginary, reading Ulysses out loud on what could be the last day of the world. This could blow at any time. So what? It'll be built again on a movie set if all this goes away. Oh wait, the process requires more than just actors. There are invisible creators that are always being told to leave. Today, I do not want to die, so I started calling a migrant species my family. Me and the siblings are distracted by cathedrals doming the skyline, a stone's throw away. Some days I stare with a slingshot. Right now, it's just the rocks in my reach. So much schism and not enough fun come. It's a no-brainer that Stones was smart, but the breeder money is on replicating a brutal me versus window model. Scenes of children dressed in white run across fields to sell health care. I can have my dream and drive it too, but recall kicks in once I confess that I really don't care about cars. Alone again, there is a need to move at least as fast as traffic. Before this goes too far, it's time to entertain where I'd like to be taken. Somewhere lovers wrap in blankets as they sit and face the sea, or lie in a river with friends while petals of flowers pass through. Staycating to talk to myself for too long has crowbarred me into this ramble. All I've got so far is momentum and an unpaid fact-checker job. I crush hard on diastemas looking for brilliance somewhere in a sliver of dark. There's joy to be found when the body fails its indenture and moves by feelings that refuse to take dictation. Me and the strangers find friends with benefits because spring, then hop away in different directions. Bunny shit is supposed to be cute because of where it comes from. But waste is waste. So much time gone by. Pay, stand, wait behind the yellow line to remember magical strays and desires to burrow deeper. Nice for a moment, but voice of God pops through an intercom. Oh no, another lesson. Enjoy, there'll be no rain in hell. Enjoy, no subway smells in hell. Enjoy, no bittersweet in hell. Flight instinct kicks in to rise up into a space that is all clouds and fur. Comely and fierce, a raccoon, a unicorn, a girl called Richie that goes by the name Shazam. Crap or crisis, or whatever gets tracked, find me amidst a gang of creatures. Song and tale, gathered, surrendered, arriving. This is a gloom on fire. Months become years until years become months become. Hold a light over a self-portrait of the artist crossing out autobiographical traces. Part angel, part animal, my kind of bride rocks a day-glow mohawk with a brush of stubble around their ears. Weeks become months until months become weeks until. Satanize our alphabet if errant spells are cast. Fingers waving distract me from the kind of death that can't help but be part of the ravage. Smoke kiss my future cancers. Let me rest my compartmentalized fractures on your legs, torso, cheek. The house is burning, but I never liked it anyway until the windows blew. Days become weeks until weeks become days become. My Eris, are we ready? This is a threat. This is a promise. This backdrop of ink-dried sky will give way to a coming shine. Amidst sexual metaphors for building, the city's lack of planning is its natural defense against invasive species that hail from the porn state of truth. This vodka's for umbrellas in the street versus police. As a visiting student in an out-of-state of mind, it appears on paper this piece made of paper is mostly about paper, while the search continues to locate a form giver. Split-screen identities, the blur, the handshake, require a change of address in order to live how we want to. In other news, I will not drink whiskey because I don't want to deserve to be killed. Because a peacenik invented the TNT, and Hoover a noisy, blunt instrument. Uniforms become costumes once the origins of the spots that stain them fade into narrative mist. This roams for temporary shelter from man-made objects, for parted lips, for the halo patch pretense while the ballad of the Queen Berets plays on. Here it comes. The cats are here to insist on walking me home. This is a bulletin of atomic science. At what point of assembly in the life of a baby doll does the life begin? Milling around an apartment gazified with plaster confetti, we try on each other's balaclavas and attempt anonymous sex. We're stacked like lumber, chugging light. Whore shame me, I riot shame you, despite our shared denials. It is 3 minutes to midnight on the doomsday clock. We are night people, so baby bird the veggie booty, action figures are covered in dust. There are no more free steps to heaven. Silently pacing these squared sets and never touching each other, our shadows watched the turn. We talked from cell to cell, from my living room to yours, lamenting being barred from the event because we are deliberate hybrids. Sucks for us, but still, children make our clothes and pack camel shit to the walls to keep the world forces at bay. Reaching for a moral of the story with broken fingers, we agree to draw blinds on the past. It is undeserving of homage. I want us to feel safe in the knowledge that the danger is here. Staring at the boot for too long will make us see stars. If we need escape, we might as well take a one-way trip. A bullet in the brain could make news for a day, but then it turns out we're just dead. We can flee on a rocket and be Hamlet in space. There'd be plenty of time to talk to ghosts remembered as episodic blips from documentaries of refugees. In the meantime, the present needs the truth. A seer is a liar. Talk is talk, so let us not be Heideggerian bores. We throw rocks at the road piece by piece, even if they break into pieces. It's time to play on God's grave, full speed and pagan. Today we are not democracy creeps, and this is not a game. The Paraclete took it hard the morning of the Rende massacre. Another mark on the timeline of collateral kills. Shot, shot, shot for hours, then shot. Services fade from the whales into moonlight. It'll soon just be paint on the trees. With any luck, the blur will sharpen with imaginary distance into something pretty one day. Talk, talk, a song and talk, it is all over now. Pulling and pushing at ears and brains, a would-be demolition man goes sleepless due to redemptionist pangs. Out here, the beastie attentiveness tunes into another embryo that becomes a frog vomited into the world. Newfound relative sense waits for new voice in concert with the last one. Pathology and the creative music of malady. This contraption knows when to speed up, so quit telling it what to do. I vibe with the sounds my sister makes. You know her. She is the one I never had. She is the sister I found. Our ailments can be addressed through the use of roots and herbs. Let us ease pain and pay tribute with yerba hole and cocaine off Reagan the Terrible's portrait. We tune into the dance music of each slain creature. All it takes is attention. The difference between being high flying blind and flying high is the chance to one day see sober. With all the savoir-faire of a teenage fiend graduating from an all-boys school, he croaks into the abyss. Sound tremors from wounds of stress. The mouthpiece has yet to articulate, for now just making noise from a prone, horizontal position. Enough with the eulogies. I'm tired of performing. I just want some time to mourn. What can make us float above the concrete floor? I'm aware the intonation sounds off, but fuck, we're doing the crush work with devotional dedication, drowning out the damning prayers aimed at silencing nightlife. Sometimes the end comes as all hawks and rainbows, looking minimal when viewed through binoculars, then blown out by the unfiltered eye. Like chance in music, it was improvised fortune how I found my sister German. She asked to meet the parents. I tell her they're dead, and she already had when I played their song the night our conspiracy began. There was a time when music was enough. Out in the open, the secrets of dance become new interpretations. Alas, he remains a beginner. The purpose of toilet paper flowers is perhaps confusion or typecast at the glory hole. I am restless for new parts. But don't get it twisted. I refuse the blindfold and its shabby medievalism. This is a sleep mask. The choice of darkness is mine. Being misrecognized in the Mirror's morning lineup leads to an attempt to rinse doom from the mouth. What specks the medicine cabinet is evidence that he could be a cop, an informant, a secretary of defense. The chest is a cavernous room just north of the commode. Sexual engagement is a breach of decorum when it comes to discussing the state. Transparency does not always accommodate, so work circulates with the ease of rumor, from shared space to purchased non-place. Open the books, see money as evidence, of the brothel as labor camp, occupation as cheap labor scheme. The archive is pregnant and soon to be aborted by fire. I kept her hair in the shrine, or evidence locker, because it got me high enough to do crime. When I say crime, I mean magic. In a pitched battle to stay on this earth, he presents again as diseased, sketching what the unthinkable looks like. He cannot YouTube how to live in this head as guest star of Lifestyles of the Delightfully Poisonous. Wondering where irritable mouth syndrome comes from, he kisses the ATM when the cash comes out, shit stains and all. I dreamt the egg that hatched did not get broken by my own hunger. That I didn't just lay there, a hesitant martyr, thinking each neighbor a spy or rescue worker if I had the smarts to stay quiet. This is it. Whatever that means, it is happening. The feast of the wandering lanterns was once so alive and now is a bag of sand. He emerges from the sweat bath to roll in the dust a memory of flesh caked with flakes of remains. It started out as a dare to leave more than suspicion and debt. A feather is placed behind the bed to remember. That was a perfect dead dream. I fucked up and got caught on the wrong side of the barricade while I was in pursuit. Aspire, shrink, and blur. A petroluse leaves me blockaded by the burnings. The halfway house only gets us halfway there. The building did not build itself and will not destroy it either. Fractured faces crudely heal to create new forms of defiance. I am not here to determine, but to share a song that continues through the hours. The light that made us, I carry with me like an actor with a piece of the commune wall in their pocket. We know how it ended, but right now the rock doves coo by the cemetery and eat and shit and live. Laughter has a life beyond its point of origin, harmonizing with the sounds of tears. A voice can be heard saying a newborn world is coming. Yes, we are clumsy midwives, so ouch, 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 and ha, ha, ha. I will return to life a bird and be heard without this language.